Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It's time now for Aging in Style with American Retirement Advisors. Joining us now is President and owner Joe Vitale. Thank you so much for calling in. How are you, Joe?
Good, Colette. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. We're so glad that you're here. Now, Joe, you're always here giving us the most important information on retirement. But if you at home want to hear more from Joe, be sure to grab your phones and scan the QR code. It's right there on your screen to subscribe to his newsletter. It's called Financial Vitals, where you can stay tuned in to the latest financial news and market updates. Okay, now into today's topic, preparing a retirement plan checklist. The first step is taking inventory of your assets. So, Joe, why is this so important?
You know, it's important as you transition into retirement or getting ready for retirement to know where your assets are. What color are they? Are they risky? Are they red? Are they safe money? Do you have that emergency fund or that safe bucket of money in case something happens that you can readily have access to? What about market downturns? You know, how is all your money in 401k? Is it in IRAs? Is it all in the market? Because when we have the fluctuations in the market, we talk all the time about being properly allocated. You don't want to pull out money when the market's down, and we're going to have that. We can't always go up all the time. So when that happens and we have the downturns or we have the little blips here and there or corrections or whatever happens, we have to make sure we've got money on hand or in a green guaranteed safe bucket that we can always pull from, as well as taxable, tax-free, because depending on what happens, you know, in your personal situation, we have to make sure that we have money available. So no matter what happens in the market, we're ready to go.
Yeah, and I love this next step because it's critical, viewers. Building an emergency fund, like you're talking about, and eliminating all debt. So how does this help someone looking to retire, Joe?
Oh my goodness, it gives you such a peace of mind when you can go into retirement with zero debt, have a nice 3 to 6 month emergency fund. You know, we're Ramsey Smart Investors, so we always, you know, preach, hey, have your emergency fund, have money on hand, and go into retirement with no debt. Now, some people have wonderful pensions and a big income, and having a little debt here or there, a little house payment is not a big deal. But as far as taking the edge off, when you can go into retirement and say, listen, I have no house payment, I have no car payments, no credit cards, everything that comes in, we can live worry-free. We don't have to worry about it. It really gives you total sleep at night insurance. We talk about it, peace of mind in retirement.
Yeah, and that's what you definitely want in retirement. My goodness, you're supposed to relax and just have a good time. Now, Joe, most of us will still have expenses when we retire. So how should we determine our retirement needs?
Well, as far as retirement needs, you want to make sure that you've got money when you're looking at as far as income for retirement. Make sure you have everything cared for, and when you're transitioning, you want to make sure you've got money in safe buckets. You want to make sure that you're able to transition. When we put our compass together, we have income in different spots. We know where to pull income from. So it's like, well, do I need, you know, how much do I need on a monthly basis? How much am I going to have to transition into here? We can have it. We can show you out of each bucket where it's going to come from, because that's the biggest thing. People go into retirement and say, Joe, I really don't know how I'm going to make it. Am I going to do it? And where's the money going to come from? So that's when we put that compass together. We show you that roadmap.
Oh, that's a great roadmap. Now, Joe, when it comes to the estate, what's involved in planning that out?
Very important. A lot of people put it off, and you know, we recently had a client who we kept pushing, you know, get your estate in order, didn't do it, and of course probate into the picture. Now, when we had his investments, that all bypassed probate, went right to the kids and the family the way it was supposed to. But if you don't get with a good attorney, we talk all the time, you know, and Carol Thomas is wonderful, you know, get that trust if you need a trust, get powers of attorney, make sure you have something on that house. Don't put your kids on the house. That's a big no-no. But make sure that you have that proper estate plan, because so many people work so hard to save so much money, and then it gets tied up in probate, and it doesn't go where you want it to go to, or it gets nailed with taxes. So making sure your estate plan is in order is just a huge piece of the puzzle that has to happen.
I think that is so important. Definitely. Great tip. Now, Joe, the final step for preparing for our retirement is learning when to withdraw funds and how to minimize taxes. We want to hear this. Walk us through this step.
Okay, this is a big one, because you know, as far as minimizing taxes, a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to touch my IRA, because if I touch my IRA, it's taxable, and I don't want to pay taxes unless I have to, and I'm just going to take the minimum out. Well, what's happening is you're really kicking the can down the road. Right now, taxes are on sale. You know, we are in the lowest tax bracket we have ever seen, and it's going to go up in 4 years, like it or not, and maybe even sooner. And who knows what's going to happen? You know, with all the debt that's been going on, we hear the only way to solve that, unfortunately, is to raise taxes. So I hope it doesn't happen, but let's say it does. We want to make sure if we can start pulling money out to maximize tax brackets and to make, yes, I'm not a CPA, I don't want to pretend to be, but we want to make sure that we pull the taxes out appropriately to maximize tax brackets and to make sure that we're being very tax efficient. A lot of times what happens is people, they don't realize that they take the minimum out, and here they're in their 80s and 90s in the highest tax bracket because they're taking the minimal out, and now it just keeps building. They got to take a lot more out. That also affects how much they're going to spend on their Medicare premiums. That, you know, the more income you make, the more you're going to pay on premiums. So a lot of people don't know all this. And when it comes to, they come to us, we try to lay it out to make sure we maximize their tax brackets, minimize their taxes, increase their cash flow, and we look at the whole plan to make sure that we are so tax efficient. And, you know, we hope you have a great retirement, spend everything and enjoy it, but whatever's left, we want it to go as tax-free as possible to beneficiaries, so they don't have to send a big check to the government when you pass away.
That's right.
So it's all proper planning is hugely important.
Yeah, proper planning, peace of mind. Excellent tips, Joe. Anything else you want to tell us to wrap it all up in a nice bow for us?
The best way is to get everything in order, get that Compass report. That's the one thing we have, one of the many things we put when we put a retirement plan together. It's just a great peace of mind. So many people say, Joe, I don't know if I can retire.
Right.
I don't know how to. I've worked for 40 years. I've got this great this nice savings. What do I do? And let us help you put it in perspective. Let us help you build that Compass report for you, that nice roadmap for retirement, and just take a lot of weight off your shoulders and really give you that peace of mind you need.
Take that weight off. Ask Joe. Joe knows. Joe, thank you again for this valuable information. We appreciate you calling in.
My pleasure. Take care, Claude. Thank you.
You as well. Now, for the latest financial news and market updates, listen to this. Be sure to subscribe to Joe's newsletter. It's called Financial Vitals. If you want more information on today's topic, just head on over to the Aging and Style page on WNEM.com.